Hello, everyone. Who is everyone? The world. Hello, world. And I also would like to address different communities, Facebook, different groups, perhaps my friends on Facebook, even though many people are recognizing that just because someone is your Facebook friend doesn't mean that, you have a genuine connection with that person. But yet, we are all one. There is no separation, there is no disconnection. But let me break something into the video recording. I would like to share this to my Facebook groups, which include environmental and political and spiritual, to my friends on Facebook. I'd like to my WhatsApp contact, to my phone contacts, to my Discord community, even though I think we should be reaching for open source platforms and using spaces that encourage open principles or guidelines. I don't know. Let me take a step back here. Discord, why isn't it called harmony or harmonica? Why does it have to sound so discordant? Well, without getting so confused over the name, let's see if we there is some negligible accounts and records of that organization, company, collective of individuals who have built and created that, sustained that company. But Discord is an app. You have to create an account, an email, and a password, and you might even, I don't think you need a phone number, but they might be requiring it. This is my little pilot station for today. So I have created TCOTP, and I would like to share with you what that is about. This is the Discord interface. But essentially, in my backpack is a 6 or 5 page paper that outlines another document called the Council of the People, which is what, there's an introduction to this group. And why people ask, do you want to use Discord? Why can't you use another platform? Or why don't you focus on creating in-person events? And once you get a good following on that way, then focus on the online portion. But anyways, there are some gateways, some aspects to the Discord, and you can join 24/7, and there's a certain amount of people, I guess, that can join in a certain voice chat. It can be a lot of people. My understanding is it could be a lot of people. But you can show your video. It's not like it's new information. You can do it on a phone too. But this camera is horrible, and I don't think it's gonna be traced. Oh, it's gonna. Oh. The camera is very low quality, but anyways, smile for the camera. So it's about almost 5 minutes now. And I would like to just say, I would like to share this with who I follow on TikTok and Facebook and Discord, YouTube, my email. And I think there is a good middle way path. groups.io. I don't want to talk about it right now, but it's not an end all. There's also other platforms, some haven't even been made yet. And anyways, the point of this video is establishing communication on a level that's beyond text. There are many videos out there, many informative, highly edited videos specializing on subjects going very in depth. And this may seem to be the opposite. But my ideal is that at the highest point of the sun in the day, or when the sun is at the highest point of the day, I want to try to be interacting with my highest potential, which could include the internet and the local in-person situation. And Monday through Friday, I have an ideal to be outside interacting with people and spaces. Did I say the word or phrase Please correct me, or I guess help bring to light some habits that I don't necessarily realize how they have been integrated into my language system. That was a joke. But anyways, do I have anything I want to say? I believe in the unification of different backgrounds and cultures and stories and societies. And there might be language barriers, mathematical barriers. Some people will argue for other things, barriers for this and that, money and location and experience. But the essence is, are we willing to create an accounting base for being able to express a system that brings our circles together? And do I have anything else that I want to say? I don't feel like all the different groups in the different on the internet are meant to remain so separated. And I don't think they're meant to be like all clumped up into one group either. But anyways, I have a respect for free will and the evolution of society, large masses of individuals, and however that plays out. But anyways, my highest ideal is going to the forest or some, how shall I say, nature area on the weekend of the last week of the month. But the first 3 weeks, there might be an ideal for using different technology, art, expression, creative expression, spiritual and scientific expression that can fuse together in parks where there are people gathering, and you can use a megaphone and offer people like to speak through it, also a megaphone. And I've had some development on that end, and I will continue to update you on that. But I definitely feel there is a need for public spaces that are bottom up, not just top down, directed, overseen and developed, even though financial respects usually come from those channels. Well, usually is kind of, it's like half of, anyways, I'm at 9 minutes, and in the back of my mind, there's this voice that says, don't share this with the world, don't share this with the different groups of people, however high or low of their consciousness. You really want to be selective in how you share yourself. It's got to be done well. And I think I don't have to respond to that. But in consideration of all of you who are all part of the same essence that I'm a part of, I would like to acknowledge a movement that tries to cross-pollinate through platforms and local circumstances to allow each other opportunity to bring through ideas on other levels of precision and humanity that has not been done before. And so I don't think Discord is a platform that it requires some, like, how shall we say, attention. Not everyone is able to maneuver certain technologies, and I get that. But anyways, why aren't you showing your face? Well, what are you hiding? So if you look at my face, it's okay. There's a certain action that takes place, and it can be very beneficial to just interact with people through the audio. In this world, there are many people, including myself at times, that judge by appearances. But I try not to, as much as I can. Do we all say that? But anyways, I do not wish to judge by appearances truly. How can you believe me when I say that? Well, I know I don't have the answer to every question, because there is no ultimate answer for all the questions that we've gone through and we will continue to go through in discovering who we are and how we wish to express who we are. But anyways, I envision a system that connects the local to the international, even though they're already connected. There's just ways of accelerating that process, and the internet and technology has done that. The rising of reliable information, the sharing of one's purpose and dreams, even though they can still be biased and how shall we say, tainted by poison. I do want to say there is a movement that can help more people see that they won't feel as inclined to escape and isolate and fall. If there is more collective cohesiveness framed through the principle of reaching our highest potential. And what does that mean? Well, we might be able to have that conversation in person, but if you are receiving this video, even if there's a language barrier there might be some language barriers here. There are some language translator options, but still, it doesn't. But anyways, there might have to be some concessions. For the desire to learn a language requires a certain stability of one's soul that feels it is able to branch out once it has really developed its own language. And not just the language of speech, but the language of heart. Balanced with the language of mind. And so there are many forces that would not want me to share this with the world, with groups at different levels of consciousness, especially higher levels of consciousness, because this might seem like a very uncoordinated video that doesn't have a very strong end goal. It seems scattered, doesn't feel able to be spoken very quickly, but I would like to honor the flame within our experience that connects all of us to a better situation, even if it seems to only get harder. Sure, there are signs and lessons, trials and tests, initiations that call for us to continue reaching for our highest vision, even when it doesn't seem there is any time, space, energy, inspiration, motivation. So, bringing people of different backgrounds together into one space can be very difficult. And it can seem that if you exponentially multiply that, square it, through our own groups and circles that we are connected to and know, that they might be able to join and also create their own version of this, them being the headmaster, the principal, the chief. Executioner? No. And so you are all invited to my Discord server, and I hope to perhaps have Matrix or Element. It's an open source platform, or maybe you have ideas of another different type, but maybe testing out different laws that we would like to see in our society, testing out what a referendum movement and paradigm shift inside society through public opinion, how that might be able to be possible while detaching from specific outcomes and being the only one that has the answers. For I surely do not, and I would never want to have all the answers, even though sometimes there can be those cravings that are illusory in nature. But it seems difficult for me to just share this with the world and think that, like, even people from my email, people from my contacts of different apps, and different groups within the apps could receive this message right now. It seems too broad. You really have to talk specifically, because there are people going through so much. You really have to speak to what they are going through specifically, says a certain voice. And I've tried my best in this, I guess, in a certain way. Do I have what I... There's the QR code to a statement for the people. Screenshot that or rewind. This is you. It is the master who sees the student within him, her, they, beyond gender. Compassion, not control. A new system is born. And I created a spoken word version, so if you wanted to just hear the audio. Um, and I didn't use AI for the text. I wrote this, or I typed it on the computer in this this room here. And I used the Google AI for the picture. But anyways, whether it's 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., I feel like there will be ideally places, open-ended spaces that still have boundaries and principles to exist, where people might feel welcome anytime, to feel they are a part of a family. Even if there's a language barrier, even if there's a spirit barrier, even if there's a mental barrier, even if there's an appearance or sound barrier, a heart barrier, financial barrier, homeless barrier, disease barrier, exploited and burnt out barrier, relationship, maelstroms, firestorms, perhaps involving children, maybe not. But just living, surviving, desiring to exist can be the journey so much of us go through every day. And nature is a place on the weekend I feel it would be good to go to help us prepare to be in more nature-based areas that have other people in them that we might be able to speak to or facilitate or prepare, platform, because they might have something not only we might be assisted from, but could help the world in a different way, whether or not it is recorded or not. But anyways, sending this to the people in my email, sending this to the world. It's a crazy thought. And it's kind of like a challenge that I seed in your heart. If you so wish to water it, you can, but it will be there. In this lifetime or the next. Whether today is our last day or not in this body. Sometimes we just don't know, no matter how confident and controlled we might have our situation. But anyways, I can see that there are some people who, if I sent this to, it would cause major disruptions for my papa. He would not be allowed to live in this building. He would go through an existential revolution. Because there are more details that I could say. But anyways, he deserves to see this video, but he knows that if I tried to share it to a certain source, it would burn his identity. And he's allowing me to be here in some way because I think he wants to allow me some freedom of expression to grow and experience, even though he knows I'm not supposed to be here. He knows I'm here right now. And I'm just signaling to you that the reason you might be seeing this video is because of this room. I feel very safe. I know that doesn't look very safe. But I feel, and it's not, the goal isn't to feel safe, but I feel like I feel there's a portal, network, entity, conscious web of an evolving conscious web that is impulsing itself through different geometric shapes, through our energy system, our energy system. But also, there's an energy system. There may be other beings present. There are actually, but they aren't really other beings. They are parts. They are ourself. They are one. And in honor of that, of this, of our us, which will throw a lot of people off from this video, but in recognition of the transcendence of war and poverty, disease, environmental imbalance, hatred, violence, judgment, torture, exploitation, objectification, abuse, trauma, suicide, homicide, terrorism, barbarism, ideologies, big words. Beyond all of this, I think people can relate to this ideal that no one owns this earth, but yet we all own it. And it is time to claim our birthright to the rights of the heart, of the flame, of the light that surely ignites a different situation that could have already been present if my choices and some other people's choices may have been different in a different lifetime, perhaps. But what is here and now is here and now. And I'm grateful if anyone showed up, but I will try to show up on Discord and perhaps other ways. On Discord, that when the sun is highest in the sky. I'm in San Francisco, and you can meet me at the corner of the main library in the Civic Center Plaza. But you will have your own location, or maybe in your job you will have a certain type of system going on where you may not be able to share your highest point when the sun is highest in the sky. But this is what this movement is kind of about. But at the same time, for practical purposes, for balance, for sanity, some of you, I think, need to spread out. Sorry, that was my Bluetooth speaker. There's many people that need to spread their light out over the course of the day. But sometimes finding a midpoint to express that through can feel very difficult, especially if certain jobs are not welcoming the evolution of creativity, humanity, and a bigger purpose, a bigger picture than just surviving and living and becoming hypnotized and numb. Only to use the repetition of history as our teacher, which humanity has the right to choose. But I also offer humanity another path, and a lot of you are already on that path and perhaps considering that path, and for some it might be kind of new, and so, or not interested, which many people may have already clicked off. Is it a fear in me to share this to a person? Do I have fear in me to share this to another person? I do. Do I want to share who that person is? I'm willing to talk about it, but I guess the name I'm not willing to talk about. Okay, the principle's still in effect. What's going on here? well, this person doesn't want me here because I do smoke. More particularly, a certain type of substance. But what she really fears is something deeper, and it's related to her ignoring her dreams. A part of the world says, oh, what makes you think you have the right to be here without paying money? I could answer that. And it is the will to see that money will come to us when we put into action our highest ideals, in which we will go through a process of refining those ideals into the lowest forms that to many people might seem impossible. But what are the lowest forms? Those forces that think or project and or perceive there is really nothing about existence and living that is good. And then there are different levels, spectrums, and degrees. And I'm not here to try to convert demons. But, demons don't even have a will of their own self. The Greek word for demon was daemon, and it wasn't necessarily an evil spirit. In the Hermetica, there's a certain exchange between a being known as Hermes and another being, the Agatho-daemon, I believe is the name, and there are some statements in there that are profound. But anyways, the expression of consciousness grounded in our potential. How fascinating. And perhaps it might be helpful to do more expressions and statements and or recordings, videos about the technology, Discord, how we can actualize and manifest our highest potential in our local and non-local situation, circumstance, and capacity. So with this being said, I would like to sing to you. Yalania ha 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 siani ha 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 Mialania ni kualana Mestia anatiana hi Metuyala misia enia niahani urnalarnama Kuyalahani meku merni mehiaha merna makialaha sia erna miku alanasia erna mihiha erne mehiho ho 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 mernemelahasi, ernemekiaha, yarnemia. Estolar nemekiasaha, yalino, Allah. That last part, I know, I'm like, don't send them the recording! Cut it out! I think the practicing singing together, it's like a vulnerable activity. It's like, it's about spirit, it's not just about entertainment. We think about so much like singing is like, it's about entertainment, but anyways. And I'm not necessarily in this room very often, but I feel like it is something that I do desire. And anyways, there are shifts that can happen. But anyways, I think about you being able to have a similar situation as this. Being able to have, well, I won't, the capacity to do something like what I just did now. And there's something else I could probably say, posting content. No, I don't want to talk about it right now. I've shared my piece. And if anyone wants to like join anytime, there is a certain process you do have to go through. Can't open it. But there's no time limit to how long someone has to be inside. Well, I didn't think I would like be showing you. Does that work? It kind of works a little bit better. All right, this is cool. The new trend. This is how we're gonna get a lot of followers, and we're gonna become rich, and everything's gonna be easy, and then we don't have to do anything anymore. No, that's no fun. Truly, in true joy. But anyways, this is a nice joke. um, I don't think I have anything else I want to say. Thank you for reflecting the one, I, in all. The one heart in all.